A Hulking Halloween. Written by Ink in My Heart and on the Page, and read for you by Eleanor Elizabeth. Summary. Bruce swallowed, touched by the planning that Peter and his friends had gone to, all so that Hulk could experience trick-or-treating. Hulk was feeling pleased inside him, and Bruce was surprised by the feeling. He had forgotten how much Peter and Hulk had gotten to know one another, and hadn't realised the depth of friendship they had developed. Or, Peter takes Hulk trick-or-treating and freaks out Tony in the process. "Hey, Dr. Banner." Bruce looked up from the microscope that he had been peering into and blinked at the figure that had become a familiar visitor in the lab that Tony had gifted him at the compound. Although, looking closer, Peter was not in his usual jeans and science pun t-shirt, nor was he in his Spider-Man suit. Peter was wearing what Bruce could only describe as a type of black corset with straps. He had on black plastic leather-looking shorts with a white trim and fishnet stockings underneath. The look was complete with black boots, a black bob wig, white frills around his wrists, and perfectly applied black lipstick. "Hey, Peter." Bruce smiled, chuckling quietly at Peter's get-up. "What brings you down here? More web fluid tests?" "Not today," Peter said, grinning sheepishly, tugging at the shorts he wore. "Not exactly dressed for sciencing today." "Maybe if we had a lab coat?" Bruce chuckled. "Your Halloween costume?" "Yeah, I'm going trick-or-treating with Ned and MJ. Peter beamed, bouncing on his toes. "It's going to be awesome." "I'm sure you'll have a great time," Bruce said. "Just make sure you're careful." "We will," Peter promised. "Besides, we have the ultimate protection." "Iron Man?" Bruce guessed with a chuckle. "Nah, the Hulk," Peter corrected. There was an uproar of agreement in Bruce's mind, and he flinched, the smile falling from his face. "What?" Peter reached up to scratch at his wig, giving Bruce a sheepish smile. Yeah, see, the thing is, I kind of promised to take Hulk trick-or-treating with us." Bruce opened his mouth, but no words came out. He blinked at the teenager in front of him, trying to ignore the rumble of agreement that the Hulk was flooding his mind with. He tried to think of something to say, but all he could come out with again was, "What?" "Yeah, he really wants to go. I was telling him about it, and he seemed really interested. He thought it was weird that some people dressed up as him, and I said he could come with us and check it out." "Peter," Bruce said slowly, wondering what was the best way to not shatter the teen's heart. "I don't think taking the Hulk trick-or-treating is the best idea." Peter pouted. "Why not? He was really looking forward to it." Hulk growled in Banner's mind, anger beginning to spread through his veins. Bruce took a deep breath, trying to soothe both Peter and Hulk. "It's too dangerous. You both know that." "But it's totally not," Peter said. "We planned it out and everything." "You planned it?" Bruce frowned, feeling like a broken record. Peter nodded earnestly. "Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Ned, MJ and I went around some of the neighbourhoods to see who would trick-or-treat with the Hulk. A few of them agreed. The houses that are keen are going to hang a Hulk mask out the front." Bruce swallowed, touched by the planning that Peter and his friends had gone to, also the Hulk could experience trick-or-treating. Hulk was feeling pleased inside him. Bruce was surprised by the feeling. He had forgotten how much Peter and the Hulk had gotten to know one another, and hadn't realised the depth of friendship that they had developed. "Please, Dr. Banner," Peter begged. "I've got my suit bracelets on so that if something did happen, I could contain it, but I promise you it won't. Please." The Hulk was really looking forward to it. Bruce almost fell off his stool when he felt a rumble in his brain. It sounded almost pleading. Bruce scrubbed a hand down his face. "This is such a bad idea." "Please?" Bruce sighed and squeezed his eyes shut. "Hulk, I can't believe I'm saying this, but okay." Peter and Hulk let out a cheer. "But," Bruce cut them both off, "there are rules. No smashing, and I mean it. No smashing." Hulk let out a rumble that sounded like a promise, which only made Bruce's mind short-circuit. "Yeah, there's not smashing on Halloween. Only candy." Peter grinned. "When are you supposed to go trick-or-treating?" Bruce asked. Sorta, kinda, now?" Peter winced. "Hulk is my ride." Bruce let out another sigh, carefully shutting down his equipment and putting it all away. He took a deep, steadying breath. "All right, let's go before someone with their head screwed on right stops us." "That's the spirit," Peter grinned. "You won't regret this, Dr. Banner." Yeah, tell that to Tony and the others when they find out what you convinced me to do. Boss? Yeah, Tony asked, not turning his attention away from the mechanical arm that he was fixing. This would be the year that he got Clint back for his last Halloween prank. He grinned to himself. This was going to be glorious. I am receiving reports of the Hulk trick-or-treating in Queens. Tony dropped the screwdriver, blood draining from his face. It clattered to the ground, rolling under the bench, totally forgotten. We have a code green. Tony jumped, already striding towards the exit, mind moving fast. I don't believe so, boss. Friday had Tony halting by the doors of his lab. What does that mean? Hulk is trending on Twitter, Friday said. The nearest hollow screen lit up and Tony drifted closer. There were videos of the Hulk holding a large orange plastic pumpkin, loudly yelling trick or treat. To Tony's surprise, people were giving him candy, nobody scared of him in the slightest. Is this real? Tony asked, dumbfounded by what he was seeing. Yes, boss, Friday said. Peter has been organising it for months. Tony's face went flat. Idiot! Tony was an idiot. He should have known that Peter was planning something. How could he have forgotten that Peter adored the Hulk and had become friends with the Green Giant? All the signs had been there, and yet Tony hadn't been able to put two and two together. Friday, let the others know, but tell them to be on standby, Tony said, moving back to the labs. What will you be doing, boss? Friday asked. I'm going trick-or-treating, Tony said. Dude, awesome haul, Ned said, grinning up at the Hulk. Peter watched with a grin as the Hulk attempted to smile back. Hulk did good? You did awesome, MJ said, looking into her plastic cauldron. This is the most candy I've ever been given. Hulk let out a pleased rumble. Hulk have fun. This has been the best night, Peter agreed. There's only one more house to do. You ready? Ready, Hulk nodded. They ambled up the middle of the road where everyone was darting between the houses, trying to collect candy. They had blocked off the road so no cars could drive and give a known barrier as to where the Hulk would be. The Hulk hadn't caused any troubles. In fact, everyone loved it. They posed for photos with him, and the kids shrieked with delight when the Hulk roared for them. A couple of kids even dressed as him, the Hulk handing over some crushed candy bars to them. Overall, it was the best Halloween that Peter and his friends had ever had. The last house was strung up with cobwebs, and there was a giant cauldron in the front that puffed out plumes of smoke every so often. A couple was waiting out front and grinned as they approached. Trick or treat, Hulk grumbled, shoving out his plastic pumpkin. Happy Halloween, they chorused, giving them each a handful of candy. Woo! Peter whooped as they made their way back down the driveway. Having fun? Peter jolted at the disembodied voice, and eyes widened as he saw the Iron Man suit leaning casually against the brick wall that lined the sequestered house they'd just come from. Mr. Stark! Peter said cheerfully. The Iron Man mask flipped up, revealing Tony's less than impressed expression. In the flesh. Awesome, Ned grinned, lifting his phone and snapping a picture. Lame costume, MJ commented. You could have at least put a cape on the suit. Like you did with the Hulk? Tony asked, raising an eyebrow. Dr. Banner is in costume? Peter tried and deflated when Tony let out a snort. Trick-or-treating is over, Tony said. Big guy, you have fun? Yes, Hulk nodded. Tin Man should have come. Well, I didn't get an invitation, Tony said easily, shooting a glare at Peter, who shrunk back. Next time, though. The Hulk gave a rumble in response. Ned, MJ, you good to get home? Tony asked. Yeah, they chorused. Happy Halloween. Underoos, let's go, Tony said. Bye, guys, Peter said, hopping onto the hand that the Hulk put out for him to climb into. The Hulk carefully put him on his shoulder, and Peter used his powers to stick to him. See you, probably in the next 2 to 4 weeks? You're totally grounded, Ned chuckled. Worth it. Bye. Peter grinned as he settled himself on the Hulk's shoulder for a trip back to the compound. It was totally worth the rant he was about to receive from everyone. The Hulk was awesome, and New York got to witness another side of Hulk that they hadn't ever seen.